Well everyone, it's time for us to go and take a look at the Magic Mouse 2 and see if this particular mouse is still worth buying in 2024. Now, the thing I will definitely tell you about the Magic Mouse, I love these mouses. I love a lot of Apple accessories, but with this Magic Mouse, this is still such a controversial mouse that so many people have bought and used, and it is a very interesting device because we still have not found this or seen the successor of this mouse. I don't even think I've heard too many leaks about this thing. It seems like every year for the last 4 years, we hear 1 or 2 leaks and then those leaks kind of go away. So I'm not even too sure what's going to end up happening with the future of these particular mouses. But the one thing I'll definitely tell you is that if you want to pick up this mouse or some other mouses, that I recommend buying, links will be down in the description. You can get that from there and you can help support the channel at the same time. Now, starting off with the outside of the Magic Mouse 2, you can see that the design of these mouses haven't really changed since the first one to this one. It's been basically the same thing, which I think is perfectly fine. There's only really been 2 generations of mouses they made, and with this particular mouse, it still looks fairly nice and still looks very good. Again, I don't really have that much to complain about here from a design standpoint. I think Apple did a really good job when it first came out, and they could have just recycled this, this design over and over again. Now, looking at the very top is just the standard glass. It is kind of like a multi-touch surface, which they kind of, say on their own, sales page. And I think that's a really cool thing. Like I said, from a design standpoint, I think it looks very good. And you have the Apple logo right there too. I genuinely think it looks like a very nice looking device. Now, along the sides of it, you basically are getting this standard type of feeling. It feels very premium, which is something I like. It just feels really good in the hand. I have heard a lot of things, it's not the best mouse for maybe certain tasks, but I would say for an everyday mouse, it feels very good. And I've used it quite a few times. I prefer their Magic trackpads though. That's my go-to accessory. But the Magic Mouses, sometimes I've taken them to classes and stuff and just put it in my book bag. And it was pretty good when I was using it at that time. Clearly I don't use them anymore, but I was using them for a time and it was pretty decent. You also on the bottom have a couple of things. You have the Apple logo, you have the, the sensor that detects if it's on the desk or not, but then you're also getting the charging port. This is probably the most controversial thing about this device, and I will tell you, for a lot of people, it might be a big deal. For me personally, it's not the biggest deal in the world. Yes, it is kind of annoying, but I would say I've definitely had way more annoying things than this thing, and it's not really the biggest deal in the world. I think it's still a very good performing mouse in a lot of different ways and perspectives, but I would say if you're going to use this thing on an everyday basis and you have to charge it, you can't use this thing while charging. So you need to have a backup option or charge it for 5 to 10 minutes and then use it and then wait till it dies again. Luckily, the battery life of this thing is pretty good, but that can be kind of an annoying thing. Now, I think for me, if I'm just going to go ahead and use this thing, I think it's going to be perfectly fine. I'm not going to run into too many problems because I would just, charge it while I'm away. And then when I come back, I'll just use it. But what about those times where you're working on a project all night and then it just dies? That could be very annoying. You cannot use this thing while charging, and that is a very, very annoying thing going on here. That is why a lot of people do not like this Magic Mouse. But looking at what Apple could end up doing there, I just don't see why Apple would, change it. I feel like they're kind of a little stubborn sometimes, and they would want people to go and have a reason to go and upgrade to the next mouse that they make in the future. So I'm not really too sure what Apple would end up doing here. Again, I would love if they move this charging port to the top, or not the top, but the front or something, and so you can use it while charging. But who knows what they're going to end up doing. But I will definitely tell you, for the people who've used this mouse, there's still lots of features and stuff built into this mouse. I mean, you have that multi-touch surface at the very top, which isn't like a trackpad at all, but it does kind of mimic some scrolling gestures and stuff. So it is really nice. It does feel kind of futuristic that you kind of have this sensor at the very top that's all glass that you can kind of maneuver around your whole entire, Mac or Windows with, which is actually pretty cool. Beyond that though, I definitely do think if it's between a Magic Mouse or a Magic Trackpad, the Magic Trackpad I think is the way to go. I will die by that. I love Magic Trackpads a lot, but I will still say the Magic Trackpad, but I will still say the Magic, mouse is still worth buying in 2024. Even if the successor of this thing comes out, if this is still a mouse, the Magic Mouse 1 from 50,000 years ago is still very much worth it too. So I think this thing is still worth buying. Is it the first accessory I'd recommend buying? No, I think if you could swing for it, buy the Magic Trackpad, but I think the Magic Mouse is still worth buying for sure in 2024. So that kind of covers it up here. If you have any other thoughts or questions, please let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.